Good afternoon, leaders. Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Oden, your high performance coach, and I'm honored to be with you today for our last session in the series, Leaders Who Listen Are the Leaders Everyone Wants to Follow. Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever been in a meeting? Your heart pounding, and you finally share what you know is a brilliant idea, only to be met with blank stares, polite nods, or even silence. You've done the research, you've connected the dots. You know your idea could change everything, but instead of applause, you get crickets. And then you walk away thinking, maybe it wasn't that great after all. Maybe I'm just not cut out to lead at the next level. Or maybe it's not the silence. Maybe it's the pushback. You say something crystal clear, but there's always that one person who resists. No matter what you say, even if you're delivering good news like a raise or a bonus, they're suspicious, arms folded, giving you the side eye. They're convinced there's some hidden agenda. Or maybe you're dealing with the quiet. You pour out your passion, you paint the vision, and she just sits there. Slight smile, but zero reaction. Here's what I want you to know. The problem is not your idea. The problem is not your leadership. The problem isn't even those people. The real problem is that no one ever taught you how to make your voice impossible to ignore. Leadership isn't just about having the right answers. It's about having the right delivery. And over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact framework that has transformed my career. The same framework that will help you walk into any room and speak in a way that makes people lean in, listen, and follow. The one big idea I want you to walk away with today is this. Your voice is your most powerful leadership asset, but only if you learn to yield it intentionally. I am the CEO of Air Network. I'm also a high performance coach, but I want to be clear. I didn't get here by accident, and it wasn't an easy path. For years, I did everything corporate America told me to do. I got the degree. I earned the certifications. I put my head down and I worked harder than anybody else. I created processes, strategies. I was well known and well respected by my team. I truly believed my results would speak for themselves, but I remained one of the most overlooked leaders in the company. I watched as less qualified colleagues were promoted, their ideas celebrated, while mine weren't getting the recognition I knew they deserved. I was frustrated, deflated, and I started to question if I even had what it takes. My breaking point came after being passed over for a promotion that I knew I deserved. That night, I realized a painful truth. No company is ever going to hand me the career I wanted. No one is coming to save me. If I wanted to rise, I had to stop waiting for permission and start claiming my power. That is when I cracked the code. I stopped trying to be the hardest worker and started focusing on becoming the most compelling communicator. I discovered that leadership isn't just about having great ideas, it's about selling those ideas with unshakable conviction. And that changed everything. I went from being overlooked to being sought after. I learned to command every room I entered. And that's what I want for you. And today, I'm going to give you the keys. Let me share, this is typically a 3-day training that's part of a speaking boot camp that I offer inside the Air Tribe. Today, I'm going to give you just a few of the top strategies to command any room. Whether you're meeting with team members, peers, senior leaders, or in one-on-one coaching conversations, these strategies are your starting point. Here's what we're going to cover today. There are 3 secrets to commanding the room. Secret number 1, the unseen resistance. How to win buy-in before you even speak. Secret number 2 is the presence trifecta. How to command a room without saying a word. And secret number 3, the catalyst story. How to use narratives and stories to inspire action. Before we jump in and I share the details of these 3 secrets, let me show you a quick video.
When we asked Reebok to send us Terry Tate, some people thought we were crazy. But I'm a firm believer in paradigm breaking, outside the box thinking. Hey, buddy.
Break was over 15 minutes ago.
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity has gone up 46%. We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. That ain't new, baby.
Hey, Jan.
Hey, Janice.
But what's really impressed me is how Terry's become part of the Felcher family. He fits right in here.
That's a long distance phone, Dad.
To be honest, I wish Reebok sent us 10 Terry Tates.
When it's game time, it's pay time, baby. Woo!
Now, I know that seems a little bit extreme, right? But the truth is, most leaders communicate just like Terry. They share information in a way that makes others feel like they're on the receiving end of a hard tackle. And then they want to smile and say, "Hey, Janice." And they wonder why they can never get people to buy in to their ideas. And this is why we have people in the room who are suspicious, timid, quiet, interested, because leaders leave people feeling the effects of a hard tackle. Whenever you communicate, people want 4 things. They want information, connection, they want peace and calm, and they want fun and inspiration. Depending on who's in the room, you may have to communicate using all 4 strategies. First, information. Everyone wants information, facts and logic. What is it and why? Next is connection. People want connection with you as the one delivering the conversation, but they also want to feel connected to the company. They want empathy. They want to know that you see them, you believe in them, and that you are on their side. Third, they want peace and calm. Nobody wants to leave a conversation feeling scared or unsure of the future. And believe it or not, people want fun and inspiration. This isn't about games or parties. This is about energy and vision. People want to be inspired. So how do we do this? We have 3 secrets to giving people what they want in every conversation and commanding every room. This is what makes people listen to you. Here's the first secret. Getting buy-in isn't about the brilliance of your idea. It's about lowering resistance. See, most of us believe if my idea is good enough, people will automatically get on board. But that's not true. Every person you lead is coming into the conversation with their own fears, doubts, their own agendas. Because in reality, everybody at some point in their life has been hit by a Terry Tate conversation that has left them with a fear, some type of resistance. And if you don't address those, your ideas won't land even if they're brilliant. Think about that one colleague who always resists, or that quiet one who never reacts. What's happening? They're holding up these invisible shields, their resistance. So, how do you lower that resistance? We take them on a journey. We use what I call the resistance map. There's a map we need for every conversation. Great ideas don't fail because they're bad, but because the leader failed to address the unspoken fears of the audience. Every time you present something new, there's an unseen wall of resistance. It sounds like that's too much work. We've tried that before, or this isn't our priority. These aren't just objections, they're expressions of fear. Fear of overwhelm, fear of failure, fear of distraction. Here's the mistake most leaders make. They try to bulldoze this resistance with facts and logic. You can't fight fear with a spreadsheet. The only way to disarm is with empathy. This is what the resistance map is all about. Before you enter any conversation, you've got to ask yourself, who's in the room? Who am I talking to? Who are my stakeholders? What is their biggest fear or objections they may have to what I'm about to say? How does my idea solve a problem? And then you have to clearly understand what action you want them to take going forward as a result of this conversation. You open by acknowledging their concerns. Starting that conversation, you acknowledge the concerns. For example, instead of just announcing a new process or a new policy, start with, I know everyone's plate is full. That's precisely why I'm excited to share that we've been working on a solution that will save each of you 5 hours a week. When you name the fear before they do, you take away its power. You aren't just a presenter, a speaker. You're not just the person relaying information. You become an ally. And suddenly, everyone is listening. The resistance map lowers resistance. Here's my resistance map for today's conversation. Now let's talk about secret number 2. Your presence speaks before you open your mouth. Most leaders think if I just say the right words, they'll win people over. But influence starts before the words. The second secret is that your influence begins the moment you become visible, whether that's in person or on a video call. A commanding presence isn't about being the loudest. It's about being grounded, confident, and intentional. It's built on 3 pillars that I call the Presence Trifecta. First is your body language, how you engage the conversation. When you start talking, are you a friend or a foe? Body language is the nonverbal communication that shows your confidence and invites others into your world. Your body language starts people listening before you start talking. Second is your vocal tone. We've all heard the expression, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. When you speak, how do you sound? Are you believable? Are you intimidating? Are you too loud? Are you too soft? Professional speakers call this speaking with cadence. When you speak in a way that almost sounds like music, it has an ebb and a flow, a rise and a fall. If you want to see a great example of vocal cadence, go watch speeches by Barack Obama, by Angela Bassett, by Mel Robbins. They each speak with authority, varying speeds, strategic pauses, and word emphasis. They are very careful with their vocal tone, and you should be too. Third is your word choice. First and foremost, I want you to go on a filler word diet. I want you to eliminate words like just or I think and kind of. These words dilute your authority. Replace them with strong active verbs. You don't think this will work. You are confident this will drive results. This will make us all better. See, you can't gain buy-in if you have a poor word choice. I can't tell you how many times I've watched leaders deliver new processes or new policies, and just when they have the buy-in, they say something about, if you don't do this, you might be fired, or not doing this could result in corrective action. Before every conversation, especially those that involve getting buy-in or a change of action or sharing information, new solutions, you have to master these three things. When I learned this, everything shifted. I went from being overlooked in meetings to having executives say, Andrea, we need you in this conversation. Not because I shouted, but because my presence, my vocal tone, and my word choice made people listen. Which leads us to the third secret. Facts inform, but stories inspire. You can share all the data in the world, but people don't act on data. They act on emotion. And the fastest way to emotion is a story. I use something called the Catalyst Story Framework. And it's really, really simple. It's the struggle, the solution, the success. The struggle describes the problem. Like last quarter, our customer engagement was at an all-time low, and we were all exhausted. That's the struggle. Next is the solution. The solution is where you present your idea as the hero to the struggle. It could go like, so this month, we're looking to simplify our process and focus on one key metric for the next 30 days. And finally, the success. The success paints a picture of the future. This will improve our customer engagement by 20%, and it will help us all feel more energized and we can breathe again. Imagine what's possible if we drive customer engagement by 20% without killing ourselves. See, when you present this way, you don't just explain it, you lead people through it. Think right now about a change that you need to lead. Don't just drop a new process on your team. Frame it as a catalyst story and watch how much faster people rally behind you. This even works on your teenagers. I've been using the Catalyst Story Framework on my daughter for years, and now she does it as well. The catalyst story is the fastest way to get people to understand, to get people to rally behind you and your ideas faster. Before we end our time, I also want to give you a few speaking pitfalls. Things you have to be careful about, things that will kill the way you command a room every time. First, don't, under any circumstances, trash the company or the leadership. Never threaten or intimidate. Don't foster or encourage negativity of any kind. And remember, you are the hero, not the villain. As we wrap this powerful series, Leaders Who Listen Are the Leaders Everyone Wants to Follow, I want to give you a gift. First, I'm going to give you a free ebook that's specifically designed for this training. It's filled with exercises and prompts to help you apply what we've covered today so that you don't just learn it, you live it. And second, thanks to the WIC Network of Chicago, we are raffling off 5 free audio copies of my latest book, Brand Yourself Before Someone Else Does, which is now available on audible.com. If you've been looking for the blueprint to stand out, get promoted, and lead with confidence, this book will give you exactly that. Now, imagine with me, you walk into your next meeting, and instead of wondering if people will hear you, you know they will. You know your presence will command attention. You know your voice will land with power. You know your stories will inspire action. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and over the last several months. Remember, your voice isn't just a sound, it's your power. I'm Andrea Oden, your high performance coach. It has been my honor to serve you today.